his most recent role as the Group Head of Commercial Banking Division in Access Bank PLC in Nigeria. Olumide provided strong leadership in building and overseeing key strategic relationships for business success and growth. Prior to joining Access Bank in 2012, Olumide worked as the Assistant General Manager for Corporate Banking in Sky Bank PLC in Nigeria. He was later appointed as its Pioneer Managing Director in Sierra Leone, 2006-2011. During his tenure as Managing Director, Olumide is credited with the instrumental role he played in driving the bank's business and growth strategies to make it profitable. He is recognized as a result-oriented and astute banker, after building an enviable career working for Guaranty Trust Bank Nigeria and Fund Bank Nigeria, where he garnered experience in commercial banking, public sector and corporate banking divisions, 1998 to 2005. He has also served on several boards, including Access Bank Rwanda and Access Bank DRC. Olumide is an alumnus of Bangor Business School, Bangor University Wales, and the University of Lagos, Nigeria. He holds an MBA from both universities and has gone through several management trainings, including Restricting Winning Performance from the National Institute of Management Development in Singapore. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Olumide Olatunji.
So that was a very generous introduction. But I want to assure you, I don't have 20 decades of banking experience. You know, I came into this hall and we celebrated our international students. And I think it's a very good thing. But I think we should also celebrate the Ghanaians graduating here today. And I'll tell you why. But let's celebrate them first. Let's celebrate them. So my business is the business of selling. University of Ghana, members of the University Council, Senior Minister, Pro Vice Chancellor, Academic and Student Affairs, the Registrar, Provosts, Deans and Directors, Chairman and members of the advisory boards of the College of Health Sciences and the College of Basic and Applied Sciences, members of convocation, staff and students, alumni, graduates, invited guests, members of the press corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I should start by saying why I want to celebrate the Ghanaians graduating here today. And you permit me to go in and out of my first speech. My permission. So I'm the Managing Director of Access Bank here in Ghana. And I work for a group that its head office is in Nigeria, Access Bank. If I'm allowed to just blow my trumpet a bit, it's the largest bank in Nigeria. I'm mindful of the fact that the chairman of Zenith Bank in Ghana is seated just beside me, so I will not talk too much about Access Bank today so I don't get in trouble. But it's the largest bank in Nigeria. And we operate out of several African countries. So we're in Ghana, we're in Rwanda, we're in DRC Congo, we're in Sierra Leone, we're in Zambia. And we have aspirations to open in Kenya and Mozambique before the end of this year. So it's a dominant African bank. And I think the best person or the best people to tell the African story is the African. So what we try to do in Access Bank is that before we employ you, we have a robust training program. So we get people from across the various countries that we operate in, and we take them to Nigeria for at least 3 months of banking training. in a banking college. Do you know what happens? And these are not fables, this is true. And we're just graduating some of our colleagues from the training school. Guess who comes to the class all the time? The Ghanaians. The Ghanaians. So don't take for granted what we have. Somehow the Ghanaians come to us. So there's something about the educational system here in Ghana that we need to learn across Africa. We just need to learn it. So the graduates came back from Nigeria a couple of years ago. The best overall graduate student in Access Bank Training College was a Ghanaian. The third was a Ghanaian. The seventh was a Ghanaian. And I said to myself, so where are the other African countries? And I'm not saying this because I'm standing in front of you and I'm in Ghana. No. It's the truth. So I want to congratulate our international friends and students. But because we're in Ghana, we want to celebrate our home. So I also want to congratulate the Ghanaians graduating here today. And I think you have laid a very good foundation for yourself, graduating from the University of Ghana. Maybe I should reinforce it. And those that come to us, graduated from the University of Ghana. So congratulations, you have a good foundation. I'll tell you, graduates, right? 3 things I think you need to be mindful of as you start your life. 3 things. I know when they taught us, there are 3 C's of success, 3 T's, 3 S. So I'll teach you 3 F's. 3 F's that I think you should be mindful of as you go into the future. Number 1 is your future. I want to apply your future. You need to have a vision and aspiration for your life. You need to. The kind of vision you have for yourself will determine what you do. Will determine where you go to. Will determine the kind of plans you set for your life. And you know why, more often than not, we don't have good stories coming out of Africa in terms of government, politics, etc. It's because we don't have a good plan. So God blessed us with natural resources as various countries. Because God is a very fair God. He gives everybody talents as individuals, but He gives countries talents, natural resources. But we don't have a good plan. So somehow, we don't use those to our benefits. Rather, sometimes it becomes a cost to us. So my first admonition to you, as you go out, so it's so nice, it's a beautiful hall, your parents are here, your loved ones are here celebrating with you. And some of you are just so happy to be leaving the 4 walls of this university. Thank God, I'm free. And so if I ask you about your future today, many of you don't have any plan. Don't feel bad because you're just like me. When I was leaving school, about 23 years ago, not 2 decades ago, not 20 decades ago, I'm 46. About 23 years ago. So I finished my project, I was so happy. I was happy and done with this. And I just went to, we're very religious people in Africa, and I went to church just to thank God that it's all over. And then just there in church, somebody asked me, I'm just trying to be real with you. Somebody asked me, what are you doing now? Me? Nothing. I just finished. Really? It's not good for a young man to go and see so and so. That's why I was directed to go to a park and meet XYZ. Guess what? The day I went to the park was the day they were writing the test for those that were going to take as entry level. I didn't even know. And out of about 50 people that wrote the test, guess what? 2 people passed. I happened to be one of them. So that's why I started my career. Oh, guys, you need to have a plan. Not everybody will call you and say, come and see this. You need to have a plan. And you need to have a backup plan to that plan. So think about it. Create a vision of what your future should look like. Have a plan and deliberately see to every choice that you make in life as you live here, there's a consequence to that choice. So envision a bright future for yourself. Have a plan to achieve it and make intelligent choices, because there's a consequence to every choice that you make. The second F I think I should leave with you is about friendships. Be careful who you surround yourself with, because they influence how you think, they influence your values, and ultimately they influence what you become. And you know that you don't have to be friends for life. What do I mean by that? So I went to a federal government college in Nigeria, and just about when I was about to finish school, so they said I was very intelligent. That's what they said. But I had a lot of wild friends, and somehow we were living the life. We were just going around having fun like a young man. When I left secondary school, I made a deliberate choice that if I continue with this set of friends, I wouldn't go for a ride. I wouldn't. So I cut them off. And I made new friends. And let me tell you something about friends and those that you surround yourself with. I don't know how many of you watch football. There's somebody called Pogba. He used to play for Juventus. Very good player. But guess what? He was surrounded by people that were playing better than him. So he was not a star as such. Then he came to Manchester United.
He left them. It's true.
And then all of a sudden, he was the best midfielder in that team. Do you know what happened to his performance? He started to go down. Because he had nobody to look up to. He was a local champion. Surround yourself with people that have great aspirations. Don't be a local champion. A friend is not threatened by your success. A true friend. A true friend will tell you the truth. A true friend will be there for you when you fall. I'm telling you this so you can look around and find out if you truly have friends. So surround yourself with people that are doing better than you. Then you don't get comfortable in the little success that you have achieved. The last thing, because my time is up. The last F. So my father is a professor. A retired professor. So my mother is a retired principal. So pardon me, I grew up in an academic background. The first F is what? Future. So we're learning. The second F is what? Friendship. The last F is failure. The last F is failure. Prepare to fail. Oh, it sounds harsh. Prepare to fail. Those that truly succeed have failed, but they get up quickly. Now, if you don't prepare to fail, what happens is that you live in self-pity. And you begin to ask, how did this happen to me? How come? What happened? Blah, blah. Prepare to fail, because you will make mistakes and you will fail. Every successful story, check it, has failure embedded somewhere. But the thing about the story, that we hope your story will be a good story, is that your successes should outweigh your failures. And there are two ways to learn about failure. The better way is to learn from the failures of others that went before you. But if you choose to ignore that and fail by yourself, it's up to you. It's truly up to you. So prepare to fail. I can give you a personal experience. University, just when I was about leaving university like this, I was, trying to say hello to one young lady, etc. How are you? Listen to me. Listen to me. And stop the pretense. I wanted a serious relationship, but she wasn't apparently ready for that. When I spoke to her about it, she laughed at me. She laughed at me, and she looked at me and sized me up and said, "You?" So I made up my mind that I was going to be focused. As a young man, I will not chase all this. No. I will go and succeed. When I succeed, when next I say hello, you will say hi. And so, when I met my wife, that I'm married to now, I met her to a friend. And then we had some few calls, exchanged numbers, and then I went to say hello to her. The first time I went to her house, and she saw me, she started laughing. Why? She said I look like a boy. So I recall the lady I tried to speak to when I left school. When I spoke to her, she laughed. But this time, when my wife laughed, I was more mature because I've learned from that failure. And so I said, I take that as a compliment. I'm just telling you the story of my life. Let me leave you with the words of Barack Obama. He said the future rewards those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. I'm going to press on. Guys, let's press on. Thank you.